Okay, here we go. We are going to talk about stress, syllables, and accents. Welcome to Spanish Theater Productions. First, the most important thing to know when talking about stress or the accents is why. Why do we want to do it? Well, here we go. One, it's going to improve your pronunciation. Okay? It also helps identify which words have an accent mark and why. So, you will have the answer to all those questions you've been burning inside when learning Spanish. Let's start from the beginning, dividing up into syllables. So, the language is made up of words. Words are made of letters. Letters consist of two things, vowels and consonants. Okay? Okay, so when identifying a syllable, we look between the vowels. Okay? So, for example, if we encounter a word that has a vowel, consonant, and vowel, how do we divide it up? Well, we're always going to look between the vowels, so then when we find this structure right here and this one, we're going to divide it right there. That consonant is going with the following vowel. Alright, what happens when we have two consonants? Well, that's easy. We're going to split them up right down in the middle. Okay, typically that is the general rule. In the following, I'm going to show you some examples where there's some exceptions. Okay, here are some examples. Right here we have example of when you have a vowel, consonant, vowel, and you're going to divide it right there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with looking at the vowels like banana. We have a and a. So we're going to divide it right there between the vowels. Then we go between this vowel and this one. We're going to divide it the same. So there are three syllables in banana. Here we have bañamos. We're going to do the same thing. We will go between the vowels, in red. We divide it right there. Ba, ña, mos. Okay? Now, here we are to that second part, where we have a vowel, two consonants, and another vowel. So here, generally speaking, we divide it right in the middle. Like alta. Alta, we have one vowel, we have consonant, consonant, and then vowel. So here, we're going to divide it right here. But here are some interesting examples. So for example, it's not showing it. Okay, it's okay. So with Sia, we have it, we had a little star there. Yeah, didn't see that coming, did ya? Okay, so Sia. Because the double L's, double L, forms one word, we're actually counted as a single letter. Okay, so it's si, ya. Okay, because it forms one sound. Here we have arroz, because lo mismo como the double L. It's the same. So we're going to arroz. And then we have secreto. Now this is interesting, because here, what we have is we have the letters R and L. Typically what happens with the R and L is if they are combined after another consonant, they're going to stay together. They're called liquids. So they're actually going to stay together. So we se, cre, to. Okay? And then here we have the CH. The CH is the same. It forms one sound. So we're actually going to keep it together. But because we don't say mook, hak, ho. No, do we? We say muchacho. So it's mu, cha, cho. And ablanda. Okay? Ablanda. Alright? So here we have it. It's very interesting because we have that vowel right there. So it's a, blan, da. Okay? So that right there, what we see is the B and the L are going to stay the same. They're going to stay together. They're not going to split. Okay? Bueno. Look at some of these others. Let's take a look. Okay? But what happens when we have three consonants together? Like this. Between the vowels. Well, we're going to go like this. We're going to look at the second vowel, and we're going to take these two consonants, and they're going to go with him. So we divide it like this. Let's take. Here we go. Here's that example. Okay? We have vowel, three consonants, another vowel. Kind of like in sepulcro. Okay? So we have se, pul, cro. Okay? The L is going to go with the previous vowel. Obstinación. The same here. We have ob, sti, na, sion. Okay? We're going to talk about these two. the diphthongs. Alright, here we go. Let's go back. Here we are with the page. Here we have, but what happens when we have cuatro consonants? Well, this is what you do. You actually just split it right down the middle. Okay? And then that's how you divide these syllables. So looking at an example, we have these, vowel, 4 consonants in the middle. We're going to split it right in the middle. Kind of like in instrumentos. So we have I-N-S-T-R-U. Okay? So we have I-N-S. We're going to split it right there. Ins, tru, men, tos. Okay? And this is how you do it. And with a little practice, you will get better. Much better. Pero, ¿qué pasa si tenemos diferentes vocales que están juntos, verdad? Como los encontramos aquí. How do we divide the words up in syllables if there are 2 types of vowels? Right? Like strong vowels, weak vowels. Well, there are strong vowels, which are these, a, e, o. And we have your weak vowels, i, u. Okay? Esos son débiles. Okay? Estos son fuertes. Okay? Fuertes y débiles. What happens when we have 2 fuertes vocales combinados? ¿Qué pasa? Well, like in maestro, what happens is much like 2 magnets, right? See if I can draw one. We have 2 magnets. It's horrible, okay? If we have north, south, they will repel. Okay? The same happens when you have 2 strong vowels placed together. They form 2 separate syllables. Mais, ma, es, tro. Así says. Stupid Bell. Back to what we were doing. Now we just talk about strong vowels. What happens when we have weak vowels? For example, 1 weak and 1 strong combinados. Well, they attract each other just like magnets. So they will form 1 single syllable. For example, diez. Diez is 1 single syllable. There's nothing that divides it. Okay? Muerto. So it would be muerto. Okay, son 2 sílabas. Cuando? Cuando. Okay, cuando. 2 sílabas. Adiós. Aquí está. A. Dios. 2 sílabas. 6 es una sola sílaba. Okay? También podemos hacer otro. Es like 7. ¿Verdad? So we have sie and then te. Because we have a strong and weak vowel. Okay? ¿No hay nada preguntas? Okay. Now we're going to talk about how do we find the estrés. Okay? Well, first we find that if it ends with an N or a S or vowel, second to last syllable is where we're going to find the estrés. Por ejemplo, aquí con papá, termina con A, ¿verdad? Y ya vemos que el estrés está puesto aquí. Papa. Papa significa pope o también significa potato. Pero si el estrés está puesto aquí sobre la A, la last A, tenemos que marcarlo con acento. Y esto significa papá, que significa father. Aquí tenemos amarillo, termina con O, un vocal. Entonces vemos que el estrés está puesto sobre la I. También la O aquí, vemos que como termina con vocal, el estrés está puesto sobre la A. Hablo. Así lo decimos, okay? If it ends with a consonant or other than N or S, we put it on the last syllable. Por ejemplo, papel. Papel. Vemos que el estrés está puesto aquí sobre la E. Color. Okay? El estrés está puesto aquí. Como termina con R, ponemos el estrés sobre la O. Nariz. Termina con Z. Otra vez, ponemos el estrés sobre la I. Okay? ¿Preguntas? Está bien claro, ¿no? Okay, vamos a ver otro. So let's look at marking the accents. Accents are placed on words because they are exceptions to the rule. They don't follow the normal rules. Okay? Por ejemplo, razón. Okay? Razón should have the accent or the stress, should have the stress sobre la A, because that is the rule. However, because we say razón, the stress is marked right here sobre la O, we have to mark it with this little guy. Se llama tilde. Okay? So in written speech, to show where certain things, certain stresses go, we put the accent mark over that vowel. Razón, nación, otra vez, because it ends with an N, it should have the stress over the A. But that's not the case here. It is here. País, okay? Now, if you look right here, there's a little star, and we come down to the bottom here. Whoop, okay? It is also with the stress, when the stress falls on the weak vowel, it requires an accent, okay? Because when that happens, país, we have two strong vowels potentially, and so we end up dividing it into two syllables. País. So, boom, 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 boom. Okay, país. Es un ejemplo, okay? The stress is sobre la I. El, okay? Otra vez, una marca. Sígueme. Okay, to distinguish the meaning of one syllable words. For example, el and el without the accent. El is the pronoun he. El is the article, the definite article, the. Se versus se. Se is the reflexive pronoun, se. Y también se is from the verb saber, which means to know, or I know. Okay, miércoles is muy especial. This type of word is when it doesn't follow any of those rules. It ends with an S. So therefore, the stress should be placed over here. But it is not. It is placed here. Miércoles. It's not miércoles or miércoles. It's miércoles. The stress is on the third to last syllable. So, because that happens, we're going to put the stress or the tilde over that vowel right there. These are called esdrújulas. So if you follow this down here to the bottom, we have esdrújula. Okay, esdrújula is a word that describes a word. It describes a word that carries the stress over the third to last syllable. So you could say that esdrújula is an esdrújula. Same thing with basketball. Basketball, ¿verdad? Basketball. Tres sílabas. Okay? Difícil. Otra vez, difícil. Okay? Because it ends with an L, it should be right here on the last syllable. Pero no es, it's on the segundo. Fácil. Muchas veces, the students, like Spanish too, they like to say fácil. Pero no es así. Es fácil. Fácil. The stress is over the A. Lápiz. Otra vez. Debes seguir las reglas. Por ejemplo, tenemos nariz. Nariz, the stress is placed on the last syllable. No necesita tilde. Pero aquí lo necesita porque el stress está puesto sobre la A. Now, you too are ready to go pro.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.